What are speech organs? They are also called vocal organs, and they are the parts of the human body involved in the production of speech. So which part of your body do you use to talk? Do you use your leg? No. So obviously, we are talking about these parts of the human body. They are the ones that involve in the production of speech. That's why we call them speech organs. The organs that are involved in speech, especially producing the speech, are called articulators. So in this study, whenever we mention articulators, we are referring to the organs that are involved in the speech process. If we study the production of speech by these speech organs, then we are doing articulatory phonetics. Do you know that we have many speech organs, just as you can see in this picture? But there are 7 main speech organs that are actively involved whenever we want to produce a speech sound. These are the 7. We have the pharynx. Where can we find the pharynx? Here is the pharynx. So this part of the vocal tract is what we call the pharynx. We shall look at their functions in this lesson. Another part of the articulators is the soft palate, that is the velum. Where do you see the velum? This part, that is the soft palate. So if we look here, the soft palate is located in this portion of your mouth. Another speech organ is the hard palate, also known as the roof of the mouth. Here is the hard palate. It is also actively involved whenever you want to produce a speech sound. The next part of the speech organs is the alveolar ridge. Can you locate the alveolar ridge from here? So this part is what is called the alveolar ridge. The alveolar ridge. We also have the teeth. Obviously, I do not need to point to the teeth. Find it yourself. We have the tongue. The tongue is also actively involved if you want to produce a speech. Then we have the lips. They also play a key part in producing a sound. You need all of these working actively in order to be able to produce a speech sound. When we speak, different parts of our mouth and throat work together like a team. But just as you are doing your group work on campus, some of the group members will actively participate in the group work, but some will just be standing there looking at people. When it comes to articulators, we have the ones that are very active, and some of the articulators do not involve themselves much in the speech production. That is why we have types of articulators. So first of all, we will have the active articulators. They are the movers. They actually change position to shape the sounds that you produce. So what are these active group members who always do the assignments for you? They are the lips, the tongue, the soft palate, uvula, epiglottis, and the vocal cords. You can find these in the diagram. Kindly pause and then look for them. These are the active articulators. Whenever you are producing any speech sound, they are like the energetic group members who always want to get things done. Active articulators. Let us talk about passive articulators. These ones are stationary. They don't move much. but they are also very essential. Without them, you cannot also produce the speech sound. These ones include the upper teeth. When you are talking, it doesn't move much to produce the sound, but without it, you can't produce certain sounds. Another is the alveolar ridge. The alveolar ridge also doesn't move much, same as the hard palate. That is the difference between active articulators and then passive articulators. Let us meet our group members, the speech organs, and describe each one of them. First is the pharynx. So this is the tube above the larynx that connects your mouth and nasal passages. Here is the pharynx. So this tube over here that connects the mouth and the nasal passages. The nasal cavity is this part. So pharynx connects the mouth and then the nasal cavity. So it acts as a pathway for air when you are talking. Let's talk about the larynx. It is also known as the voice box. This is where your vocal cords live and they vibrate to create sound. So basically, the larynx is your built-in musical instrument. Whenever you make a sound, the larynx contains the vocal cords that vibrate to produce the sound. Next is the pharyngeal cavity. What is the pharyngeal cavity? That is the space at the back of your mouth and throat. It is a sound shaping chamber that gives your speech some extra flavor. That is the pharyngeal cavity. Now, let's talk about the soft palate or the velum. This velum is a clever little flap that raises or lowers to decide whether the air goes through your nose or your mouth. So let us find it on our diagram. The velum. Here is the velum. So this velum either raises or lowers to control whether the air will flow over here or over here. So without this particular organ, we will never be able to produce these sounds. Because if this path is blocked, it means that we can't produce nasal sounds like and n. All these sounds pass through the nasal cavity. So without the soft palate that will be raised or lowered, we can't produce nasal sounds. Next is the hard palate. The hard palate is the solid roof of your mouth. We showed it in the previous slide. It helps you make sounds like sh, j, ch, and j. So that is the hard palate over here. And it is actually hard. You can touch it with your fingers. Now, let us talk about the alveolar ridge. It is right behind your top teeth. So try to move your tongue towards your alveolar ridge, right behind the upper front teeth. So if your tongue touches just right behind the upper front teeth, where your alveolar ridge is located, then you can produce sounds like t or d. So when you produce t or d, where your tongue touches is the alveolar ridge, just behind your upper front teeth. The next one is the teeth. Does it need any description? So your teeth also get in on the action. It is especially for sounds like f in fun and th in thin. That is the responsibility. So try this. Remove all your teeth and then try to produce f. So although the upper front teeth is a passive articulator, it is not that active. but it is very important to produce some sounds. Now, let's talk about the lips. The lips, they are multitaskers. They press together whenever you are producing these sounds. So try producing these sounds. You will see that your lips are going to be pressed together. P, B, or M. The lips are pressed together. So without the lips, it means that you can't produce certain sounds. And the last one is the tongue. He is the star of the show. The tongue is divided into the tip, the blade, the front, the back, and the roots. It is more flexible than even a gymnast, and it helps in shaping different sounds. So together, these organs form the ultimate group members, and each of them plays its parts.